Blast you noticed me just do is it doesn't have a cooldown. Ooh, and there's instance number 2 of me nearly dying. Just goes to show you, save, because you may not be as lucky as me. But back to Mind Blast, it has no cooldown, which means you can virtually spam it. If you had full mana, you could probably spam stun a tank into submission. I don't ever do it, but if you're in a tricky spot, it probably could be done. Here you'll see me start working on the factory and the tech lab. I'll pretty much catch them on fire and then go and find stuff more interesting to shoot at, and let that fire just work magic. Like right there you saw me using the ghost coming back to the Mind Blast spam. Didn't really have a chance. I could just perpetually Mind Blast it into decimation. So I'm going to be shooting this factory, there we go. And starting to work on the tech lab while the factory just burns into smithereens. Pretty good way to go about this mission. And I am out of energy, so I'm actually going to have to fight this group of infantry normally, or not normally, normal style, kind of vanilla style. Here I'm popping a shield. I underused shield up until this point on the mission. And I'm not sure if that was a good decision, but it's what I did. But I should be using shield a lot more. It is a great way to absorb a lot of damage. I think one way you could do this mission is by taking shield, or baiting the damage and using shield to help negate it, which would be more of a defensive style to help your army push up. Or you could go offensive like I was and pretty much dropping a Mind Blast every time to go ahead and take care of the damage. Or take care of the enemies and prevent damage being done. And here you'll see me just barely miss my my exit timing. So I'm going to go ahead and get healed up and top off my mana before I go back in there and finish up the rest of the jail cell. Which, by the way, there's no reason you shouldn't do these. They help you push so much. Here's me using the shield, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and take out the Raven. So, yeah, there we go. Now that the Raven's gone, I can go as I please in here. But like I was saying earlier, I do a lot of tangents. That is very apparent. What was I saying? Oh, there's no reason you shouldn't go ahead and do the jail missions. They give you money for your armory, or mercenaries if you prefer. They give you tanks and diamondbacks for your actual army in game. And they're fun because you get to dominate. They're pretty simple to do. And here you can see me pretty much doing Mind Blast spam to kill off my opponent. It is effective. It's not energy efficient, but it is powerful. One thing you'll learn to hate in this mission is the Raven. It flies around and has detection, which pretty much means it's not a friend of yours. Now, earlier in the mission, I made a reference to Dota, League of Legends, and Heroes of Newerth, and how you get 3 spells, or every hero gets 3 spells. And by the way, the game has those games have 40, 50 different types of heroes. They're all unique and very fun. League of Legends is actually free to play. It goes by microtransactions, so it's actually a legitimate free game. There's no strings attached. I loved it. I played it pretty much the entire summer when I wasn't playing the beta. But I was saying earlier, they have 3 unique abilities each, and 1 ultimate ability. And Tasha's ultimate ability will be the nuke. You get 4 of them, and they are fun. Now, some people go ahead and nuke this frontline defense. I think it'd be better to go ahead and save it for the buildings further up towards the end of the level, because it pretty much helps you finish up the map a little bit quicker, because you can break through this little outpost at the front of the gate in about 4 or 5 waves, and you can save a nuke. It's not difficult to do. You just have to take one small win at a time. Like, go ahead and take the bunker and then wait for the next wave, and then go ahead and take another bunker and wait for the next wave, and you'll slowly win it, or slowly push them back. There we go. On the left ledge, there are 2 ghosts and 1 tank, or 1 tank and 2 ghosts. So I went Mind Blast on that. I thought it was a pretty efficient use of time. Here there are 2 tanks, so I will not be going a Mind Blast spam because that would take a little extra Mind Blast. So there you saw me shooting the tank, and then you saw me move up a little bit, and that was to get inside the tank's range so he can't shoot at me, because tanks that are sieged cannot attack directly in front of them. They need a little bit of range to actually go ahead and shoot. They're kind of like hunters in World of Warcraft. They have that kind of that dead zone right next to them. Actually, they're exactly like that. That's a perfect analogy for it. Okay, so right about now, I think on the next wave, my thought process will be finish up the infantry, and then see if I have time to pop a shield and then drop a nuke to finish off. I think they have like a Thor or two, and then they have like the pirate battle cruiser, which is sweet. My favorite unit in the game, bar none. Battle cruisers are amazing, but to have a pirate battle cruiser is just icing on the cake. I love it. My favorite mercenary unit, without a doubt. I wish it was a portrait picture, because I'd definitely jump on that. Okay, so I'm coming in here and I'm looking, and I see no infantry, so I go ahead and drop a nuke. And pop a shield when you drop a nuke, because you're stationary, and stationary is always a bad thing. You're quite vulnerable to damage, so a shield doesn't hurt. And then, you know, you can use consumption and get that energy right back. It's free, so use it. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I hate the Raven, my least favorite unit in this map. So I'm coming around this little back alleyway to take care of the starport, because that is the mecca of my hatred. It makes the Raven fairly regularly. Ooh, sweet pirate battlecruiser in the top right corner if you didn't see it. It makes the Raven quite frequently, and I don't like that. So here you'll see me doing multiple Mind Blast spam to get rid of the SCV that was going to try and save the Raven home. One thing to note, there is a starport on this side of the map, and then on the opposite side of the base, if you're thinking symmetrically, there's another starport that you'll have to take out if you want to eliminate Raven production. And one more annoying thing about Ravens, not only do they detect you and chase you, they shoot Hunter-Seeker missiles, which I'm not a fan of, because they do damage to me and my friends. So right here I called in a tactical nuke. I think that was fairly apparent from the tactical nuke sound, the warning, and the explosion. Not to mention the crater on the bottom of the map that just went away magically. That's where I choose to use my second nuke. It helps get rid of defenses in the area. And I save my last two, usually, I've done this mission a couple of times. I use my last nuke usually to take out the buildings on the left and the right. Because it just kills all the little tiny buildings outright, and usually puts every production building on fire, which does damage over time. It's a pretty sweet effect. Alright, so at this point the mission is pretty much in the bag. It's really hard to mess up. So I'm going to go ahead and hop off here, just to give you a quick summary of things that make this map easier. Either being offensive with Mind Blast and doing preemptive damage to your enemies when they come in packs. Ooh, nearly died again. Or being defensive minded, running up, popping shield, and baiting the damage of the enemy Marines. Either one should work. They're essentially the yin of the other one's yang. So I always like to toss in that word because it makes me feel very worldly. But it pretty much, you know, you have that option. Take it slow and save often. It's not a race, although if you're going for the achievement, it is a race. but you'll be fine. It's not too bad. So once again, this was Tyler commentating for Shock's Starcraft guide. More missions to come, actually coming out very shortly. I'll have the entire campaign finished up, hopefully within a week or two. Classes are kind of busy and exams are, they're plentiful. But I'll do my best to get them out very quickly. I hope you enjoyed this commentary, and good luck on your own attempt at the mission on Brutal.